Hello everyone, in this video I will show you how you can display, how you can show your 3D models in an Android app. The main solution we will be using is Model Weaver, using Model Weaver, but at the same time I will show you one more solution by using ARCore. So I created a very simple application in order to show the solutions, and the application is right here. Very simple UI. And as I said, our main solution is Model Weaver. And if you click on this, as you can see, another fragment will come. Yeah, here it is. And until our model loading is loaded, a poster was shown. And after that, we can, view our model and we can move it around and so on. Let me try it again because it was so laggy. Yeah, okay, it's working fine. It's the poster. Another one is ARCore. This is also a very good solution. It can be very handy. As you can see, it's loading. Yeah, the same thing actually, but we are using different sources for that. This can be much more handy if you need to use a virtual background, like maybe a 3D house or room. You have to display it on a table and so on. But this is not the topic of this video. In this video, I will just show you how we can show these models. So let me start by going over our code. Then I will show some documentation and I will talk about these solutions. So we have a very simple app. As I said, we have our main activity here just for setting the content. And our first fragment is our home fragment. As you can see, we have two buttons, Model Weaver button and ARCore button. And when we click on Model Weaver, it directs us to another fragment, because for Model Weaver, we are going to use a web view. So in order to display our web view, I created another fragment and inserted this web view inside this fragment. But for ARCore, we are not directing to another fragment. We're just starting a new intent. This is the way we can use ARCore as a solution. So there are two different solutions. As you can see, first one, we are navigating. In the second one, we are just creating a new intent with intent action views. And we are just passing some parameters, the link of this ARCore, and then it opens. So let me start by explaining Model Weaver, because this is the main topic of this video for now. So let's go back. Let's go to the Model Weaver fragment and let's go to the UI. It's a very simple UI, as you can see. We just have a linear layout with match parents, and inside of it we have a web view, and it's being loaded right now. There's not much to show. Yeah, it's just a web view, full width, full height. As you can see, we made it match parent and match parent, and that's it actually. Like, this is all you need for the UI in order to show your 3D models using Model Weaver. So after we created this UI, let's go back to our class Model Weaver fragment. We passed our UI, our layout here, right here. We have the binding, and on we have created, we are passing some data to our web view, model web view. First one is loading URL, because web views need some HTML code to run. So we inserted this HTML file as an asset inside the project, and it is right here under the assets folder. And as you can see, it's a very, very simple HTML code, which is created by Model Weaver, as I said. And here is the website of Model Weaver. As you can see, they directly share a very simple, easy to start, as a quick start HTML code. As soon as you insert this code to your project, you will be able to use Model Weaver inside either in your web page, website, or in a web view inside an Android app. So you can read the documentation, because there are so very good, easy to use features of this, let's say, library. I think we can call it library. And as it says, it mentions here, try out your GLTF and GLB models. This is important because there are various number of 3D model extensions, but this model viewer is for GLB or GLTF. They are actually very similar. I do not know the exact difference between them. Maybe one of them also includes the texture within it, probably GLB, but I don't know. You better go and research it by yourself. So in documentation, as I said, there are many different attributes, as you can see. For example, we are using poster right now, as you can see right here. This is very handy. Probably you will use it because, as I showed here, until the model is loaded, model viewer shows a poster because it is just a picture, so it's very fast to load. So the user does not see a very plain screen or a loading screen, just like ARCore does, loading and loading until the model comes. And this is just a very simple model. It can get more complicated. The size of the file can get very, very high amounts. So it can take a pretty much long time. So model viewer does a great job by providing, showing this option for us to display a poster before loading. As you can see, there are various features. I really recommend you to come to this website and check all of them out. So we have very simple attributes right now. This ID and loading screen for, I just not screen. There are different types of loading. I just said it's eager, so it directly starts to load. Camera controls let us to move the object. Let's go back to the model viewer. We can move the object and see around. Auto rotate is for, you will see just in a second. As you can see, I do not touch the model, but it rotates itself. As you can see right here, or I can play it. And as soon as I stop playing with it, just in a second, it starts to move around again, rotating again. So we have our poster URL, and for source, our model URL. These are for alt, AR status. We are not showing AR status. This for artificial, not artificial, sorry. What was that? Augmented reality. I don't know how did I pronounce it right or wrong, but we are not using it, so we just are not presenting. And this part is important. It's an HTML code, and for style, I'm giving it with 100% and height 100%, so that it fits all the screen. As you can see, when I take this up, as you can see, it can fit all the screen. But also we have a little more settings for making this web view of the full screen, which is using load with overview mode. This is actually very handy because it fits your HTML code in width, and it doesn't break your ratios. So as soon as you are using it, it will be certain that your HTML, your web view will be full width, and that's it actually. And you need to also enable JavaScript because our HTML code is working with, as you can see, JavaScript extensions. There is a very simple and a very close detail here, which is using this script, this JavaScript file. This was a small bug in my project. When I was clicking on the model, there was an orange border around the model view, and I don't like it. And I researched about how can I stop it, and I found this JavaScript file and I included it. It, I think, disables the focusing on the HTML object, so it removes the border. Just keep that in mind if you have the same problem. If you are seeing some kind of color of green or orange around the model, like a border, you can use this. It solved my problem, but I don't know if there's a much more efficient solution for that. So, all right, this was all about our HTML. As you can see, it's very, very simple. So we are saying, load this URL directly and apply these settings. And that's pretty much it actually. Like as soon as you are providing the right URL for your model here, and if you prefer this poster, you can provide it also. I strongly suggest you do. Then you will be all fine. Actually, you can use all this code. I will provide this also in the description or the video that you can reach this whole project from our GitHub. So as you can see, it's a very simple way to do it. So what about ARCore? ARCore is a completely different source. It is mostly used for, as I said, augmented reality. It is useful to show some 3D models in a real, room. Like you can just use your camera and place a model on a table, on a floor, on the map, or something, whatever you want. But also you can just, don't use all these features, and you can just use it in order to, display a 3D model. This is a very, very useful source in order to understand how you can use it using Cinever to display interactive 3D models in AR from an Android app or browser. It's also you are also able to show it from a browser. As you can see, it has a Java code here. It just shows you that you can just create, an intent and start it, and we will show your model. Also, there's an HTML if you are going to use it from a browser, but it's not the topic of our video. And there are, again, a lot of attributes you can add ARCore to. For example, you can add another button, which is View in your space button. This actually triggers what I explained before. It opens your camera, it asks for permission, then opens your camera, and you can place your models anywhere you like. But this is, I think, a little bit out of our topic. What we're using is actually 3D only. It doesn't show anything behind, as it states. Cinever launches with the model displayed in 3D mode, even if Google Play serves for AR experience on device. The View in your space button is never shown. This is what we are using, and as you can see, if you click on ARCore, we don't have any button like, as you can see, like View in your space. We're just displaying it, and there's nothing here. Send feedback, privacy terms, and nothing else. You can close it, you can go back, and that's it. I think using a model viewer with a web view is a better solution if you're going to just show your model, because it is much more flexy. You can play around with it. It has much more attributes. It allows you to show a poster. It is rotating the object itself, which is more appealing to the eyes, as I believe, of course, your opinion may change. And this is what I was talking for ARCore and so on. Again, you can read this article. There are very good explanation about using ARCore. And I think that's all for showing. Probably there are more ways you can show 3D models in your Android app, but these two were the two solutions that I could find, which are very easy to implement, very easy to understand. So maybe in an hour or so, you can just implement this code and you will be ready to go. So if you have questions, you can reach me out. You have my contact. You can reach me out from GitHub or anything. And as I said, you can reach all these codes from the link under the video. So thank you all for watching. See you in the next video.